Welcome to Smart Academy. We are giving CSI Net Physical Science classes. So I am discussing atomic molecular physics classes. I discussed already 2 classes. Let us start today's class. So I discussed up to now atomic and molecular physics, the Bohr's model and postulates, and we calculated radius of nth orbit and velocity of electron in an orbit. So today I want to calculate the total energy of the system. So here total energy of an atom total energy of an atom. So the nucleus already we discussed positive Ze, the nucleus consisting the charge positive Ze, an electron revolving around the nucleus. This is one electron system. So Bohr's model explained one electron system, that hydrogen atom, helium plus and lithium plus plus. Last class I discussed about these atoms. So these three are one electron atoms. So the Bohr's model discussed one electron system only. Here the total energy of an atom. Let us calculate the total energy. Let us calculate the total energy of an atomic electron moving in one of the orbit. See, let us calculate the total energy of an atomic electron moving in one of the orbit. For example, this is first orbit, the electron is moving in the atom. This is the nucleus. The attraction force is there, Coulombic attraction force is there, and this electron, this effect, centrifugal force is acting on that electron. So here, for calculating total energy, we have to define. Let us define the potential energy. It is Pa of the electron. Let us define the potential energy of the electron to be zero. The potential energy of the electron to be zero when the electron is infinitely distant from the nucleus. See, the potential energy of the electron to be zero when the electron is infinitely distant from the nucleus. For example, this is the nucleus, the electron is there. The potential energy of this electron is almost goes to zero. So here, but this is not infinite distance in this atom, this is distance. The electron distance from the nucleus is r. So it is finite distance. In the atom it is finite. If it is infinite distance from the nucleus, the potential energy going to be zero. But it is not the case here. It is finite distance from the nucleus. The electron is there. So now potential energy of the electron at a finite distance from the nucleus. So potential energy, that is U, at a finite distance distance r from the nucleus. From the nucleus. See, potential energy at a finite distance r from the nucleus, that is equal to work done. Work done in removing the electron. Work done in removing the electron from r distance to infinite. Against electrostatic attraction. Against electrostatic attraction force. See, potential energy at a finite distance r from the nucleus. So this is the distance, finite distance r from the, here we have to calculate potential energy at a distance r from the nucleus. That is the work done in removing the electron, this electron, from r to infinite. If you remove the electron finite distance to infinite distance, against electrostatic force, how much work is done? That is potential energy of that electron. So potential energy at a finite distance are from the nucleus. So this is a balance. Here potential energy is nothing but work done removing the electron from finite distance to infinite distance. So this is a balance. So how do we calculate here? Potential energy equal. So we are moving the electron, otherwise we are removing the electron from r distance to infinite, minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught z e square by r square dr. That is equal to minus z e square 4 pi epsilon naught r. See, this is a limit r to infinite. So if you apply integral, then apply the limits, then we will get potential energy of that electron. That is equal to minus z square by 4 pi epsilon naught r. So already we calculate potential energy. Now we are calculating kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of that electron. So kinetic energy equal to, we already know, this half mv square. So that is equal to, here half m, substitute v value, v equal to, substitute v value, then we will get that, we will get the answer. Kinetic energy, that is equal to d square by 8 pi epsilon naught r. This is the second equation. So we calculated potential energy, we calculated kinetic energy. So here this is the potential energy, this is the kinetic energy. What we want to calculate? Total energy of an atom. So if we add these two terms, we will get total energy. So we remove that. So we calculated here potential energy and kinetic energy of that electron. So now we are calculating that total energy equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. So potential energy equal to, first equation, minus z square by 4 pi epsilon naught r plus z square by 8 pi epsilon naught r. So here now we are calculating total energy. So we are adding these two, potential energy and kinetic energy, two terms, 8 pi epsilon naught r minus 2 z square plus z square, that is equal to minus z square by 8 pi epsilon naught r. It is total energy minus z square by 8 pi epsilon naught r. So you can write like this here, 8 pi epsilon naught r. So this is negative. Here we get the value, total energy is in negative term. That means it is attraction energy. then this is bounded system. It means bounded system. So negative sign means the system is a bounded system. So we got total energy equal to minus Z square by 8 pi epsilon naught R. So substitute R value. What we will get? So total energy equal to minus Z square by 8 pi epsilon naught R. Substitute R value. We will get minus M Z square e power 4 by 8 epsilon naught square h square 1 by n square, that is total energy in nth orbit. So minus m z square e power 4 by 8 epsilon naught square h square into 1 by n square. Here we got one relation, En inversely proportional to 1 by n square. So nth orbit energy is inversely proportional to 1 by n square, that is proportional to 1 by n square. So that is negative sign also there. So this means quantization of energy. So here we calculate total energy in terms of radius. If you substitute radius value, so we will get this relation for energy in nth orbit. So that is proportional to minus 1 by n square. Now we are calculating first orbit energy and second orbit energy. Then we draw energy level diagram. Here nth orbit energy equal to minus m z square e power 4 8 epsilon naught square h square into 1 by n square. So now we discuss the different orbit energies. So here we have the formula nth orbit energy, that is equal to minus m z square e power 4 by 8 epsilon naught square h square into 1 by n square. So we substitute n equal to 1, the first orbit energy, that is E1 equal to minus 13.6 electron volt we will get. If you go for n equal to 2, principal quantum number n equal to, that is equal to Et equal to minus 3.39 electron volt. N equal to 3 minus 1.51 electron volt, n equal to 4 minus 0.85 electron volt. These are the different orbits energies. So first orbit energy, then second orbit, third orbit, fourth orbit energies. So here the total energy is in negative value. That means the system is bounded system. So bounded system means it is bounded nucleus with electron. The electron is bounded with nucleus. The electron is bounded with nucleus. So the electron is bounded with nucleus because of this negative energy. If it is positive energy, it is not bounded system. The electron will go out from the atom. So because of this negative energy, the electron is bounded to the nucleus. The nucleus always is positive, this is negative. So by using these energies, I want to draw energy level diagram of electron on an electron system. See here, take n equal to 1, that is minus 13.6 electron volt. This is n equal to 1. To go for n equal to 2. How much value we have here? 3.39 electron volt. N equal to 2 minus 3.39 electron volt. Go for n equal to 3. So what is the value here? Minus 1.51 electron volt. We go for n equal to 4 minus 0.85 electron volt. This is the energy level diagram of one electron system. If you go for n equal to 5, you will come like this. So finally, imagine the energy levels are merged. See, the gap is here more, then less, then less. After n equal to 4, the energy levels are merged, merging, overlapping. So this is the energy level diagram of one electron system. So that means here in first level minus 13.6 electron volt, then minus 3.39 electron volt, third order minus 1.51 electron volt, minus 0.85 electron volt, which is easy. If we want to remove the electron, which orbit is very easy. So the last orbit is very easy compared to this one. So here we have the more energy than comparatively other orbits. So this is the first orbit, second orbit, third orbit. This is the energy level diagram of electron system. So from this, I want to discuss one simple unit. What is that unit? Rydberg. I want to discuss about Rydberg. Say Rydberg. Rydberg. So what it is? The ground state energy. The ground state energy of the hydrogen atom. The ground state energy of hydrogen atom. It is the Rydberg means the ground state energy of hydrogen one. Next point. It is a convenient energy unit. Convenient energy unit, that is 13.6 electron volt. So Rydberg equal to m e power 4 8 epsilon naught square h square equal to 13.6 electron volt. This is Rydberg value. So this is nothing but binding energy of the atom. Binding energy of the hydrogen atom. So go here, hydrogen. So binding energy of the hydrogen atom. So then one more I want to discuss with you, Rydberg constant. Rydberg constant. So Rydberg constant, that is equal to R infinite equal to nth orbit energy by Hc, that is equal to m e power 4 8 epsilon naught square Ch cube. This is a Rydberg constant value, m e power 4 8 epsilon naught square Ch cube. This is infinitely nucleus, then it is constant for all atoms. It's constant for all atoms. For all atoms, this is a constant value for every atom. That is Rydberg constant equal to m e power 4 8 epsilon square Ch cube. So thank you who are following my videos. If you want more videos, please subscribe my channel. If you have any doubt, please comment after watching this video. So we are giving the CSIR NET physical science classes for you for targeting 2021 June. Thank you.